My name's Richard Tamba. I'm a mechanical engineer. I have owned many businesses in the past. Been designing, developing transmissions now for the automotive industry for 31 years. To date, I have my name on more than 50 patents around the world. More than 50% of them are actually in production today in motor cars or boats or mining equipment. Started off in the early days with a company called Borg-Warner in Australia. We were very small. We had other countries we were dealing with who had access to grants and things that we didn't have access to. And we really needed to have some sort of a leveler, and IP was definitely the way to do that. We could patent the technology, we could protect what we'd done, and then we were making sure that that was ours and we had time to do with it what we wanted to do and get a return on our investment. There's been many cases where in my companies where we've come up with some great technology, but the problem is the manufacturing processes are not there. They can't, it's a great idea, but we can't physically make it. In that case, we would park the IP. We're not parking it and put it on a shelf so it sits there for the rest of its life gathering dust. What we do is we put it there and say, all right, well, let's come back to it in 6 months' time, or let's come back to it in 3 months' time and do another review of it. So it's really about managing the process and policing yourself, always coming back and making sure, what did we set out to do? Are we on track to do that? And making sure you do that and control the funding, etc., as you go through as well. What I always tell people is that when you're on the track to getting some technology up and running, you may have some other features and things you want to add, but it's a curve. There's a certain curve where you hit a sweet spot, where you have a lot of the features and a lot of the IPs tied down where you can actually get a product out of it. Yes, you could have some other things added to it, other features and things, but that may take you twice as long as the original plan to get it out there. You need to recognise where is that point where, okay, I'm in a position now where I can release it and start making some money off it. And then take those other ideas and maybe work on them separately and do a second release of your technology in the future. So you get a second run on the technology. You don't just sell the technology to the first person that comes along. You really, again, need to understand how many different places can it be applied, and how do I break it down into segments that I can patrol or police and license in different areas. And don't limit yourself. What options are open to me, for example, if I find out that someone else is making something that I've got a patent on. But one is maybe you do go out and enforce the patents. Another way is maybe you talk to them and see if there's some mutual arrangement you can come up with. Or the other thing is you might want to sit back and just see where it goes and come up with the next technology. And you can go to them and say, listen, you're making that, I have a patent on that, but did you know I also have this technology you could bolt to that to make it better? Let's do a deal. I very much rely on my attorneys, patent attorneys, to give me a heads up on what I need to do, how to protect it, and what's the best way to approach it, for sure.